So what am I to do with this video today? When I originally concepted this video, it actually came out pretty good where I was playing good games with a Simic deck and had a lot of fun with it. But in the last couple of days, as I'm recording the content, I've got nothing but a pile of salt from most of my opponents. And what was so salt-inducing? Well, it was this, my Levitating Lands deck featuring Tatyova, Steward of Tides. If you don't know what she does, for a green, green, and a blue, you get a 3/3 Merfolk Druid with no other, keywords attached to her. Land creatures you control have flying, so if you have a man land, it flies. And then whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, one land that you control becomes a 3/3 elemental target creature with haste, and it is still a land. So anything you animate with her special ability also flies. That's pretty strong. I mean, it's not bad for an uncommon. So let's take a look at the rest of the deck and see why this is so salt-inducing. And I think a lot of it has to do with this very first column. This is what I consider protection and ways of keeping the deck going. We have the usual, hexproof, phasing, and then we also have some counter magic built into the deck. Now, if you've watched this channel long enough, you know I do not like counter magic. It drives me bonkers. Well, apparently it drove everybody else bonkers too in the last day or so that I've been recording for this. And I've had a lot of people, I'd counter a spell, even if I had no overwhelming board position, they just scoop. They just leave. So we have things like Away in there. I have Essence Capture for big fat threats because blue-green doesn't have a ton of removal other than fight effects. Well, the stuff in my deck is not very big, so fighting is not a great idea. We also have Thrill Mystic, Spell Swindle, just, not a ton, about 3 or 4 counters. Nothing out of the ordinary, just to keep things in check and keep things rolling along. People didn't like that. We also have Curator's Ward, Heroic Intervention, just ways to hexproof it up. Cure a Great Glass Spinner, because then you can start making them have to 2-for-1 themselves to get rid of things, because they have to break the shield that she puts up, and then they can kill the creature. We also have my removal, what I would consider a removal column. We have things like Witness Protection. You can basically turn their commander into a paperweight. Same thing with Frogify. Oh, you have your great commander you built your deck around? Well, now it does nothing but be a 1/1. And then you just don't block it the whole game, or you put a 0-powered creature in front of it, and they can't really do anything with it. Brazen Borrower, bounce their biggest threat out of the way, and then you get a 3/1 flyer for your troubles afterwards. Blood of Tears. Now this one has a good key synergy with this deck. For 6 mana, you return all non-land permanents to the owner's hands, and if 4 or more non-token permanents get bounced to your hand, you get to put one of them back into play. But the thing is Tatyova animates your lands into creatures. Well, they won't bounce when the spell goes off. There's also other ways to turn your stuff into lands, and we'll get to those in a little bit. We also have River's Rebuke, which just bounces all of their stuff. So you need to use these things to tempo them out so you have enough time to win the game. We also have what I call the ramp and additional lands category here. We have things like Arboreal Grazer. You get to get an extra land out of your hand on the battlefield, and it gives you a little bit of a blocker too. Druid class, if you level it up, you play extra lands. Azusa, 2 extra lands. Cultivate, go get lands and put them into play. Fertilid and Harrow, Roiling Regrowth, all the same kind of concept. Go get lands out of your deck. Wayward Swordtooth, extra land play. Topiary Stomper, get a land, get a land, get a land, get a land. You get the concept here. It's all things that get lands out of your deck. Now, Traverse the Outlands here is really good because you can really just kind of goose your deck as you're going along. Tatyova's out, and say you have at least 3 power worth of stuff, you go get 3 lands out of your deck, and you animate all 3 of them as they come into play, and then all of a sudden you're up 9 power, and if your stuff's even bigger, say 5/5, 6/6, whatever, you get more lands. You get the point. Titania's Command. 4 modes here for 6 mana. You pick 2. The thing is you're only going to really pick 2 of the modes almost every single time you play this card in this particular deck. You're either going to go get the 2 lands out of the deck and put them into play tapped, or you're going to go and put 2 counters on all your creatures so then they get bulked out. The best thing I can say to do with this is go get the Broker's Hideout that's in the deck, because then you get an additional land trigger off of Tatyova that way. And then we have the card draw / kind of crossover category. Wizard class, you can draw cards, you can put counters on things for drawing. Join exploration, this is where I talk about crossover. You scry 2, draw a card, and if you kick it, then you get to put a land out of your hand on the battlefield, similar to the Arboreal Grazer. Growth Spiral, same kind of thing. Draw a card, put a land out of your hand onto the battlefield. We have Thirst for Discovery, draw 3, and if you discard a basic, you discard 1 card. If you don't, you discard 2. Winged Portent. Now, this is a card that I've been trying to figure out how to make work, and it's hard to do because of the colors that it's in. Because it has to be blue-green because of the cleave cost. But in this deck, you can play it either side because we're making our lands fly. So if you get enough of those out, 1 blue, draw 4 or 5 cards. And if you don't have a bunch of them out, you can just cleave it out and draw for whatever amount of creatures that you have on the board. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. 6/6 for 3. Energy, gain 3, draw a card, and put a land out of your hand on the battlefield, and then you can escape it out of the graveyard. And if you don't cast it from your graveyard, you have to sack it. So this is just a great card, and everybody by now should know what this thing does. And then Eureka Moment, it's Growth Spiral on steroids, basically. You pay double the price, but then you get 2 cards instead, and then you still get to put the land into play out of your hand. And then we have the landfall triggers, which is why we play so much of this extra land, get stuff directly out of your hand stuff, besides Tatyova's ability. Ruin Crab, Mill, Lotus Cobra, Extra Mana, Roaring Earth, Counter, Scoot Swarm, overwhelm the board. Tireless Provisioner, most of the time you're going to make a treasure. You're not going to make the food unless you're really hurting, and if that's the case, you're probably going to lose anyways. Tireless Tracker makes clues, and then you can sacrifice the clues to draw cards. Kazandu Mammoth gets bigger, but it also doubles up as a land. Spore Mound makes you Saproling tokens, and then you can use those to either chump block or just go for the kill with. Same thing with Zendikar Royal, you make 2/2 elementals, chump blocks, or attackers. And then this is the everything else / good stuff / synergy column. Favorable winds, flying creatures get +1/+1. Well, when all your man lands fly, this makes them bigger. Ledger Shredder, I mean, come on, it's Ledger Shredder. You're drawing so many cards anyways, you might as well get something out of it. Fauna Shaman, you just discard a creature card and search for anything. So say you've outlived the usefulness of some of your cards, such as Arboreal Grazer or Azusa, because you've already played all your lands out or whatever. Discard it to Fauna Shaman and go get something else that you need. Shigeki, you can mill yourself with it if you pop it back to your hand from the battlefield, and then you can bring a land back into the battlefield, and then you can channel it for XX green and get X non-legendary cards. So if you need something out of your yard that got milled in or got destroyed, you can use this to get it back. Croaking Counterpart, create a token that's a copy of a non-frog, except for it's a 1/1 green frog. There's a few things in here you might want to copy with that in order to get extra triggers off of the landfall creatures. So it's a nice thing to have around. Irenicus's Vile Duplication and Spark Double. Extra Tatyova copies mean you get multiple lands animating themselves at the same time. You can also copy some of your other stuff as well. We have Windstorm Drake, same as the Favorable Winds, but it gets +1/+0. And this is actually something that's kind of nice to copy if you have it around. Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. Now, I remember when I mentioned Flood of Tears and non-land permanents? Well, this is a kind of a little combo. You have Ashaya out, all your creatures turn into lands. Well, not only does Tatyova give them flying, Flood of Tears won't bounce any of your creatures because they're now land creatures. So there's a nice little synergy there. We also have Tatyova Mythic Druid, the original. When a land enters, you get to draw a card and you gain a life. This actually probably should be under the landfall category, but whatever. And then Jin Gataxia's Progress Tyrant for 5 blue. You get a 5/5 Phyrexian Praetor. Whenever you cast an artifact, an instant, or a sorcery, which I don't think there's actually any artifact. Oh, there's one artifact in this whole deck. Excuse me. You copy it, and then when they do it, they get it countered, and then they can do it again because it only triggers once a turn. So it's a good way to protect our stuff as we go along and get extra uses out of our cards. And then we need some payoffs for all this mana that we're extracting out of the deck too, besides beating them up with the lands. So we have things like one with the Multiverse, 6 blue enchantment. You can look at the top card anytime. You can play lands and cards from your top of your library. And once during your turn, you can pay 0 for either something off the top or from your hand. So like you can pay like little cheap stuff off the top of your deck for the full cost, and then I hit a big fat Jin Gataxis off the top of the deck, played for free. You get the idea there. And then Hydroid Krasis, X green and a blue, draw half that many cards and gain half that much life, and it's a flying trample X powered creature, so it becomes a good threat and a good way just to dump mana into something. Even our mana base, we have our islands, our forests, Otawara and Boseiju, because they're good utility in the deck. All of the blue-green dual lands are here. We also have Broker's Hideout, which I mentioned earlier. It's a good target for Titanian's Command. And if you drop it with Tatyova around, you get 2 triggers out of her. And then you got Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage, and Terramorphic Expanse. Fetch lands. You get 2 triggers off of those as well. And then we also have Plaza of Heroes as a way to protect Tatyova or any other important things sitting around, like Jin Gataxias or Ashaya. With that said, I hope you enjoy the deck. I had fun playing it. I had a lot of scoop action going on, so this video is a little different. It's gonna have a lot of scoops in it, but I just wanted to get you guys out there to see what the deck could possibly do. And at the end of the video, I will announce the winner of my Mana Echoes giveaway from a future version of myself, because I'm actually recording this part a few days ahead of the drawing. Rusko. Well, this actually, believe it or not, as much as people complain about him online, is the first time I've actually run across this deck. He has not actually landed on my radar. So let's go ahead and go get an island. 2 or fewer other lands. So let's just go ahead and drop the Botanical Sanctum and the Fauna Shaman. They have a Litter Shredder, okay. Let's do Topiary Stomper. Well, I'm trying, because the whole point of this deck is to ramp as fast as you can to get to 7. And then you animate your lands with your stuff over and over and over again. So, costs a green for Fauna Shaman, so we can't activate that. There was no point in swinging into a 3 power or a 3 toughness creature. So, okay. And again, that doesn't really bother me. You get that to get your Ledger Shredder going. So, you can't cast it with the kicker. You can only cast it by itself. Alright, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Let's do Eureka Moment. And we'll go ahead and play that. And replay. Yeah, we'll replay the version. I don't care. I mean, okay, they're gonna mill themselves. And I was like, do you want to mill me? I honestly do not care. Ugh. Of all cards that I really do not like in Alchemy, that is one of them. Alright, so now becomes the time we gotta figure out what we're doing. I think I'm gonna play Tatyova. And then I think I'm gonna do Cackling Counterpart on the Topiary Stomper to go get another land. Now, this does leave me open to getting hit with like a 1 mana removal spell of some sort. Let me go get an island. Yeah, because then I can get slip up. Oh, no, actually, there's tap, so it doesn't matter. We'll just get the island. It doesn't matter. It's tapped anyhow. Sure. Topiary Stomper can go flying in. Because they're not going to block, because they likely want to blink or bounce the Oracle. And they have Ops, they have Blank, they have Drown Lock. But the Drown can hit a lot of stuff. So, they did feed the Swarm. I mean, if you want to kill my island, I'm quite okay with that. me, that's a big whatever. Alright, so now I can hold Slip Out the Back up and have Tatyova available. Okay, River's Rebuke, that's something. I could wait until they have do the Rusko stuff first, then bounce everything. Or I can just bounce everything now. Alternatively, I could do the same thing. I could flash back the croaking counterpart and still have Slip Out the Back up. I kind of like that idea. Because then I get to go get another... I'll get another green source this time, since I got the island last time. And Tatyova can bring... what? We'll do the botanical, because I don't care. And then we're going to swing with everything except for the Sanctum. Because I can keep that up, keep something protected. Let's Slip Out the Back. Whether that's Tatyova or something else. Alright, so they got the Midnight Clock. Now, how does this guy work again? You play stuff, and you get an hour counter, and you drain. So that's a thing. And that's fine. Because unless he drains me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. I can do 15 damage next turn, just River's Rebuking his entire board off the thing. And I'm just going to Slip Out the Back that, so he can't kill it. I want the 7th land for the Topiary Stomper. It's not that I was going to block a bunch of stuff. Okay. So that's a thing. Let's see here. If I River's Rebuke, I think that's just the play. You just River's Rebuke. They're not gonna be able to stop this. And then you just swing for lethal. Bingo. Gotcha. I mean, I've seen infinite combos with Rusko, but that wasn't that bad. Nissa of Shadowed Boughs. Okay. I have a Cultivate in hand. I think I'm going to keep that just because I have the Cultivate. Let's do the tap land first. We'll get a blue. And I think next turn is going to be Fallen Shaman. That way if they want to burn removal on that, that's fine. I do need to top deck a land, though. Oh, good. I was about to say, I was about to be upset here. Let's get one of each. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put the green in play, put the other one in hand. Yeah, we'll go ahead and attack for 2. Why not? Alright, so they're gonna go search up some big fat thing. I used to use Fierce Empath when it was first printed all the way back in, I think it was Scourge or Legions, one of those 2 sets. And it was really good back then. We'll actually play the island and pass the turn, because I'm gonna Frilled Mystic that, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna. We'll just go ahead and counter it. We'll slow him down. I don't know why they ever asked that as an option. Okay. Mana screw them into victory, so let's deal with that. Haza, Augur of Agonies. I have one of those decks built. It'll be on the channel here eventually. I just have to fine-tune it a little bit. I haven't gone through and put anything from Brothers War into it. I might not have put anything from Tatsunari United in it either. Yeah, I think we'll keep this hand. It's got removal for their Kaza. It's got a Lotus Cobra. It's got a Shigeki. We can play that as a land if we need to. Matter of fact, that's probably what our first turn land play is going to be, is that Mammoth as a land. So, if either the game or our opponent wakes up, I'm not sure. Come on, I'd like to see how I do against an Esper deck. Alright. Yeah, we'll still stick with the Kazandu Mammoth because Esper is likely to be running, especially with like something like this where they're going to be drawing a bunch of cards. They're probably running a bunch of removal. Let's go ahead and put the Cobra out. We'll see if we can draw some removal out of them. They could have a Void Rend or any other removal spell under the sun, but let's see what they got going on. I don't need to shock myself with this, so I'm not going to. I have something in hand, I just don't know what. Let's pass the turn. I have Brazen Bar where I can... If they're going to spend their... Okay, they had that. If they're going to spend their time playing Kaza next turn, I'll just bounce it back to their hand. I guess it could be Quaza, too, now that I think about the pronunciation of that particular commander. Okay, so there she is. I'm just going to bounce it. I'm quite okay with them spending an entire turn trying to put that back down. Let's go ahead and do a green. And we'll do Shigeki with that. Maybe. You know what? Actually, we'll hang on to Shigeki. Let's do... That gives me 3 mana remaining if I do it... Or no, excuse me, 2 mana remaining. You know what? Screw it. We'll just go ahead and attack. I really don't want to play anything that's in my hand right now. So there you go. They'll spend another turn playing her. I'll flash in the Brazen Barber. I'll probably Frogify the Quaza. Just... we'll do blue. And then let's go ahead and swing. And... yeah, you know what? Let's put down Shigeki. I'm okay with that. I haven't hit any of my ramp spells, which is real strange. Yeah, I'm not going to let that go back to the command zone, so... let's see here. Croaking counterpart can copy any non-frog creature, including theirs. Emerald has a ward of 4, so I can't target it easily. But, let's see. I have to control the creature, though. So that doesn't help me either. So let's go ahead and activate Shigeki. Let's bounce him. I'll get a land. That gives me 4 mana. Blue. Let's go ahead and replay the Shigeki. No attacks. I'm not too concerned about Emerald yet, because Quasar is shut off. Ageless Insight, okay. How does this guy work? When he deals combat damage, draw a card. If you have fewer than 3 in a hand, draw cards equal to the difference. So they'll draw 2 if I let this through, but then I can counter swing for 3. Yeah, whatever. They can have the cards. Again, it doesn't matter with her shut off. And I'm not about to oblige them by bouncing everything either, so... blue, because why not? Let's bounce. Hideout. And we'll go get... what? They have something, because everything keeps hanging up. We'll do one of each, because, you know, whatever. Let's go ahead and... go ahead and replay, or do it. Is there anything that's actually worth getting out of the graveyard? Because this is non-legendary card, which is everything in my graveyard. I mean, I could theoretically channel him for... what is it? 1, 2, 3 cards. So I could go get the Spell Swindle, I could get the Flood of Tears, I could get the Provisioner, the Shredder. I mean, there's a lot of things I could do here. I think at this point, yeah, let's go ahead and channel him for 3. I want the Spell Swindle, I want the Traverse the Outlands, and I want the... I think the Solemn Simulacrum, actually. Because unless they have instant speed graveyard removal, they can't really do anything about it. Alright, there's the flashback on the Faithful Mending. I mean, they got a whole grip of cards going on up there, so... I need to get something bigger on my side of the board, because Traverse is only as good as the biggest creature you have, and I need to get at least 3 lands off of it to actually make it worthwhile, which I have the Borrower, but I could do better. What is that thing? Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a counter on it. When it dies, bring something back from your graveyard equal to or less than? Less than or equal to, yeah, okay. Okay, I mean, that's a thing. Uh-oh. Foretold cards are kind of, funky. No, I'm not blocking things. probably gonna River's Rebuke the board. I'm not sure. Because they got so much stuff out that it's like, this has all gotta go. I just realized I did that entire sweeping motion, and it's like, yeah, you dummy. They can't see the cursor because you have cursor shut off. But that would also put Quasar online again. There's so many things I don't want to do. I don't have a land to play, but I do have the Solemn, but I don't have enough mana to protect Tatyova either. If I do that, because it's going to take me... Well, no, I wouldn't. So that doesn't work. You know what? We're going to River's Rebuke. They're tapped out. This will put all that expensive stuff back into their hand. And I still have Heroic Intervention this way. So if they want to try to wipe my board with their clutch full of cards or whatever while I have everything bounced, I can protect it. Alright, so they're going to replay Kazan. And that's fine. Tutelage. Okay. This card. It's not target ability, it's just each. Is she a targeter? She does target. Okay. And that's fine. Alright. I need to keep Spell Swindle up. I'm almost certain of that. Let's do... No, because making a 1/1 Brazen Barber doesn't appeal to me. Solemn only leaves 4 mana available. I think what I want, and I prefer having the hexproof available for that too. Yeah, 3 mana does not. Does 3 mana get me a Spell Swindle? Yes, it does. Let's go ahead and put Tatyova out. And let's go ahead and swing for 3 in the air. I have board wipe protection. I have protection for other things too. So let's do... We'll go ahead and pitch the Solemn. I don't feel like pitching anything else because there's other bits of information they don't know. They did hit some of my good stuff though. But if they try to replay that dragon, it's going to get a Spell Swindle straight to the face. Though it's not as dangerous without the Ageless Insight sitting there. I keep flickering over Tatyova, so I think they have a removal spell. Peer into the Abyss. That would be an auto win. No, you're getting Spell Swindle. Thanks, have a nice day. I'll take 7 treasures. Yeah. You knew I had the Spell Swindle. I brought it back with Shigeki. Why would you try to do that without a counterspell backup? Tatsunari Toad Rider. Alright, let's give this a whirl. Sure. Clutch full lands and a couple of landfall cards. I'll take it. I'm just hoping our opponent doesn't scoop. I've had 3 different players today scoop on me because I countered a spell. Which, you know, if you've listened to my channel long enough, you know I don't like counter magic all that much, but when it comes to Simic, I actually kind of like it in this build. And yeah, it's just I countered like a land drop spell or a land extraction spell from their deck. They scooped. I countered something else on somebody. They scooped. It's just like, really? I frilled Mysticked a that's not an enchantment. I was like, that's an enchantment. I can kill it. No, it's not. And I don't know. It's to me, it's just like, really, guys? Do we really have to do this? It's kind of like the bane of content creators is people who just arbitrarily scoop. It's so strange. I won't be blocking that. So, let's go ahead and do a forest. Make a treasure. That gives us 5. Let's play... Just trying to think what to do with this. I could really turbo ramp into something here if I did that. Just trying to think what to do. Let's do Zendikar's Royal. Because that gives us another landfall card to work with. Not attacking, because it'll just block with Kaimi. There's no point. Okay, dude. I'm sitting there like, what's going on? You're the one with all the mana open and all the time in the world. Alright, there's a Sanctum Weaver gonna get drained. That'll get there. I'm kind of surprised they didn't play something first, unless that was just what they drew right now, to make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm going to... Do I... It's like, do I blow it up? That's the question. Damn it. If I do that, can't play Boseiju. I play Boseiju, I get 2 triggers. I do, other things. There's just a lot of thought process here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the Tireless Provisioner. Or at least try to. We'll play the Boseiju. It'll trigger a bunch of stuff. Treasures and more treasures. Because the food tokens are dumb. Let's play a Tireless Tracker, too. Because this way, if I play a land and then get a clue and break it, then I can do Traverse for a larger amount. Could also just make a big Hydrate Crisis first. It's hard to say. Or I could get a land in Titania's Command next turn. That's an option too. Sterix, okay. I've not seen Sterix used in a Tatsunari deck before, but okay. I mean, okay, that's a thing. So Tracker's shut off unless I bounce it. Or I just let it die and then get it back later with like Shigeki. It's really dry in here today. You have to attack with Citizen Champion or you're going to lose your obsession. Oh, okay. They lost their obsession. Alright, so let's play... Yeah, let's go ahead and play the item. Go double treasure. So I could do a Krasis for 6, make a 6/6 Krasis. I mean, that's an option. I could Titania's Command and go get 2 lands and put 2 counters on stuff too. But I think I'd rather have that out when Tatyova's online. But then I could also do that with the Traverse too. Let's do... Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the Titania. Let's go get lands, and let's go ahead and put 2 counters on everything. Because they can't counter this right now. They're all tapped out. So let's go get... They're going to enter tapped anyways. Let's go ahead and get the Botanical Sanctum and the Broker's Hideout. Because then I actually get an additional trigger that's the stuff doing that. Treasure, 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 treasure. This'll hit. Let's go get another forest. Let's build up our stuff. So it gives us 8 mana. Let's play Tatyova. Now I'm probably walking right into a massive board wipe right now. But whatever. This gives me 5 lands. And I'm going to turn them all into creatures. So... Come on, stop scooping! I was having fun, yes. Let's just look at this since they bailed on us. So it would have been 5 lands. I would have animated all of 5 of them. We would have had 15 power coming in. I would have had all of this coming across the board. I mean, holy crap. This would have been a ton of damage coming through. And then next turn I could have actually had the Krasis come into play if something else good didn't come along. But yeah, that was popping off. Codie. Wow. Long time no see on that guy. I'll keep this. I have a Frogify for Codie when he comes down. And we have a double green to either play the Kazandu Mammoth or the Tatyova. That? I'm going to go ahead and play the Ledger Shredder. Because if I draw a land next turn, I can Frogify the Codie if he plays it. Or they're just going to be the Shredder. Whatever. See, the play would have been play the Grazer and the Frogify. And got double off of that, but that's alright. Let's just do this, and let's play the Mammoth. So now this turn, next turn if I get another land, I can actually do a Grazer and a Cascade. Now they're just gonna spend. I mean, if they want to spend all the time in the world killing this little stuff, well, you know, whatever. We're just gonna take the opportunity to go ahead and just keep on pushing through. Now, if I had a mana available, I probably would have just left that go. Yeah, I'm gonna frog that. Alright, we got 5, there's number 6. Frog. And no, can't do that because I do not have enough blue. One more blue and I would have played her, but that's alright. Oh, there's an essence capture. We'll go ahead and play her now, because I have the dive down available. Really? Okay. Alright, that's fine. So let's see, that's 5. We have 6. I mean, I can still replay it this next turn and still have the available mana to protect it. So. Wow. Okay. Someone really does not want her to resolve. Alright, let's go with Solemn. I need to get more lands out. There was like a quick hang there, but I don't know what that would have been. We need more blue, though. Because I've been actually kind of shorted on blue. Past turn. We have Essence Capture and Dive Down available. Though, with him, he can't... Them, they can't cast permanent spells. I'm going to go ahead and Essence Capture that thing. We'll put it on the Grazer. I guess let's replay Tatyova for the 3rd time. No attacks. Oh, let me guess, you got a burn spell. Oh, creature destruction spell. Okay. Take action. That's number 3. So we're up to 9 mana for Tatyova. Sure. I'll take an extra card. I don't care. Let's do... What? Anything? Nothing? Everything? Let's go ahead and put the Wayward Swordtooth down. Not attacking. Still have Dive Down available. I could have traversed the Outlands for 2 lands just to try to get Tatyova up again, but I didn't feel that that was really a smart idea. I'm not going to take the extra card this time, though. This time, I want to try to traverse. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and... do I really want to swing with that? No. I don't want Codie going back to the command zone for them to recast to get his free spell swinging, because that's what they rely upon, is trying to get free stuff off of Codie. It's just like Golos, where they try to get a bunch of free crap off of it. Alright, so now we have a lot of mana. I'm not doing that. We actually have protection available this time for Tatyova, so I don't counter it. We'll go ahead and animate the forest I just dropped. And I'm going to go ahead and swing for 3. Still have dive down. Sure, you can kill him. I don't care. As long as that is not coming at Tatyova's head, I do not care. See, next turn I can do Titania's Command, which would give me 2 landfall triggers off of Tatyova's ability. God, I cannot talk today. That's a common refrain. Oh. Well, son of a biscuit. Alright, fine. Yeah. I mean, what choice do I have? I mean, they can't replay Codie right now. Alright. What are we at? Oh, I actually have enough mana to replay Tatyova. I should have waited to do that, but, you know, whatever. Sure, why not? Let's do it. Screw it. Last turn. I have 2 spells to protect her. Sure. Whenever you cast a copied instance or a top priority, if it's a blah blah blah. Okay. That's... What does that do? Anything? Nothing? Everything? Let's play Windstorm Break. Let's play a forest. Animate the one that just came in. Let's do Titania's Command, getting 2 lands and 2 counters. We'll animate the two open lands. Let's get Broker's Hideout, and let's get Fabled Passage. So those can actually some more lands. Let's do Fabled Cascade. Let's do Henderland Harbor. Let's go get that. Sure, why not? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna leave one of these back because I want to be able to protect something if need be. So we'll just swing for 10. Otherwise, all I can do is do another 4 damage. There's no... Pardon me, there's no point. Now, granted, I'm probably walking into a massive board wipe here. What does this do? Resolve that part. So choose up to X number of times this spell is kicked. 5 damage to each creature and planeswalker. Alright, so I'm going to do a dive down on Tatyova. That will make it so she survives. That particular pain. Alright, so let's go ahead and put a Curator's Word on her. I'm kind of sick of having to protect her from absolutely everything. And... Alright, enter. Can't do anything with that right now. top card of your library if it's a non. See, I can't target that because it'll just bounce it, so it's just kind of stupid. We don't have enough mana to do anything with that. I'm actually going, this is what's funny, I'm actually going to tap Jadzi so they can't use it as a blocker. And if they want to burn that counter spell, well, there we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to burn the counter. So now I can freely River's Rebuke their board. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send them packing and we're gonna swing for 5. They'll go to 2 and Codie can't activate next turn. And I'm gonna play a Hydrate Krasis for 4. Wait. Yeah. Or wait. Shoot, I gotta pop the land first. Oh, I could have killed them right there. I missed that. Missed it. I'm a ding-dong. Shoulda freaking did that. It's alright. We'll animate one of these, and then now we'll play the Krasis for 4. That was a mistake. Don't miss lethal like I just did. Alright, we're gonna sit on that island. Only for the fact that I need to be able to try to kill them next turn, because I screwed that up so freaking bad. That was a huge mess up. They should be dead. We should be already on to the next game. Alright, there's Codie, so I'm not expecting a board wipe now. Oh, this is Mastery. Well, I'm going to get 2 cards out of Tatyova at least. Awaken the Woods is pretty good here. Let's do... It's like, I can't recast Tatyova. Do I just do this for, what, is it 6, 7, 8, 9, for 10? Make them have another one. Yeah, see, they should be dead. I totally botched that. Gotta be kidding me right now. Well, I can replay Tatyova. Let's do it. That's our 6th? I think it's our 6th recast. 5th or 6th. Wow. They actually had to shut. Oh, God. Damn, spell. Tag action. Let's play a Zeus. Just dump every single thing we got. I'm actually going to kill Codie, though, because I don't want them activating it. Like, no joke. I mean, truth be told, I really don't deserve to win this game for that screw up. I'm going to keep the Cultivate, though, for Tatyova. Or... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to Cultivate now. Because I can put... Wow. I only got a few lands left in my deck. Yeah. I will hang on to that land, though. Because I have enough to recast Tatyova, play the land, and kill them. If she resolves. And that's okay. She did her job. Alright, there's a Harrow. Let's try this. Play play land win. You'd probably have another removal spell, is my guess. Because it's hanging. Removal? Ooh, it's like, what? Or am I going to get the salt? Come on. Okay, they had the removal. Okay. We need to just basically make them keep having it. The only problem is I only have like 2 or 3 lands left in the entire deck. Because we've been losing them to removal and everything else. Alright, what do they got? Anything that's gonna, like, stop this? Nothing? Wow, they had no permanent. Or no, they had those. Okay, I was like, do they have not any permanents? Okay. Got another one. Again, I don't deserve to do or win this because I screwed this up so badly. 14. Yeah, we're not gonna pay that decline. If I shock that in, I can replay Tatyova, but then they probably have more removal, and we're already on our like 8th recast, which is ridiculous. I guess at this point I'm just going to throw Tears of the Board just to stall. I mean, it's the whole point of why these things are in the deck. And I'm not doing that because I need to be able to get land off. We still have like half of our deck left, but very few lands in there. So, I mean, we should be drawing gas to try and kill them with. But my stall tactics are pushing this to the brink because of my screw-up. They should have all kinds of stuff to pop off of Codie if they ever get to untap with it. Eureka moment. Did not draw land, so let's go Eureka. Kira. We're going. It comes into play tapped. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put that in. I'm going to play Kira. Because then that makes them have 2 removal spells for everything I'm screwing around with. And let's pass the turn. And I'm wrong. It's not two or three lands. It's 2 or 3 basics. Because I've searched out so many lands. Yeah, that means you gotta have 2. It's got a ward ability on it. The first one counters. Yeah, like I said, if I manage to win this, it's just sheer dumb luck at this point, because they're... Any target, draw 5. Okay, well, you're gonna have to burn 2 of those. You know, 5 to my dome. I think that's where they sent all of it, yep. And I'm sure the Archmage is probably going to swing, because I'm not blocking the Kira. I need a land to try to get Tatyova back online. Okay, that's 1. Counter it. Got 2. I mean, they probably do in that enormous clutch full of cards they just got. Okay, there's the other one. Man, I am kicking myself so freaking hard for screwing that up. This game would have been over 10 minutes ago. It also doesn't help that their deck is like removal everything. Because Tatyova has died so many times. Or has been countered as well. I think she got countered twice, then killed 5 other times. Well, it's a thing. It's a thing I'm copying. It's a thing I'm copying again. And I'm going to go ahead and Harrow while I have the chance. And gives me 2 out of the 3 basics that are left in the deck. And that will give me 6 cards. And actually have enough mana to break all of them. That's kind of nice. Alright, pass turn. So we're gonna load for bear here in a second. I guess that croaking counterpart that's been rotting in my hand for a while is actually gonna possibly come through in the clutch. We'll see. Because so far they've had answers to almost everything I've done. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, resolve that part of it. They'll bounce Codie. I mean, it doesn't matter. These are destroyed. Well, it matters because I should have popped them because I could have got a thing to bounce the original tracker. It's fine though. We'll just reload our hand. Fracture. Okay. Well, that's fine. If they want to cast that on one of my clues, I'll just break the clue. In response. Actually, I can't. I forgot. Clues are 2, bloods are 1. So we have enough to break 3 of them. So we'll go ahead and break 3. Well, there's Jin Cataxis, which helps. Okay. So they'll get that back if they discard a card to it. So they have a Beacon Bolt in their yard and an Increasing Vengeance. So, I mean, Jin is not safe because I don't have any way of stopping it without drawing a counter to go with the second copy. Okay, there's Wizard class. Let's go ahead and draw another one. Scoot Swarm, which would have been nice a long time ago. Cultivator could get my last basic land out of the deck. Let's go ahead and do the Wizard class. This is also going to kind of fish for a counterspell, too. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Or 2 cards, I should say. Okay, there's a land. Speaking of fishing for counterspells... Okay, so during my turn I can do freebies. I can do that off the top of my deck as well. I could... I'm actually gonna cast the Scoot, I think, and then freebie the Quandrix. So... they have a burn spell. Or destruction spell. Do I just bounce that in response? Yeah, we'll channel this. We'll bounce Codie? Or do I bounce the Scoot? Let's bounce the Codie back to their hand in response so they can't activate it again. And don't care about the Scoot Swarm so much. I only have one basic left, so... favorable winds on top of my deck. Very little ways of animating my lands at this point. So if I'm going to win this game, it's probably going to have to be off the back of like other things in my deck. Because I've lost too many things. Oh god, this is going to be probably the death knell. Because they're going to get stuff that I just can't handle. Come on. A dig up, an arcane bombardment, and a double vision. I'm pretty sure that the bombardment is the one I'm going to shuffle back, because I really don't care about the rest. I mean, they can get their dig up, or their double cast, because it only copies one spell, whereas the other one repeatedly does stuff. So... and they can't cast this for the cleave cost, I'm pretty sure. Off of the free stuff. Alright. Joint exploration. We got Tatyova with 3 lands open, actually. Man. They're going to have removal and a copy, so they can copy it to kill Jin, which is a real problem. Because they got 29 things in their graveyard. So let's just use this as the freebie. Or wait, I can play off. Wait, how does this work? During your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand or top it without paying its mana cost, but you can also play lands and cast spell. Okay, I'm going to do this for 2 normally off the top. Not kicking it because I don't have any lands in hand. Spectral Spore Mound, those can go away. Play the Ruin Crab for a blue. Play this just to gain some life and draw a card. Like, this is just ridiculous at this point. Sure. No. Decline it, actually. Put that in my hand. Play Royal. Let's play Royal for free off the top. And then we'll actually do Grow the Yard. Because 3, 4, 5, don't care, because I can't get really much in the back. There's Wash Away, Decline. What do we got left? Anything? Everything? Can't use that. I guess go ahead and level this up now. And pass the turn? I mean, I didn't get a draw spell that I wanted, or a bounce spell or anything for Codie, so I may have to use the Wash Away to counter something. Okay, he's using the Beacon Bolt here. So resolve the double visions. Let's see where the second Beacon Bolt's going. Okay, it's on the Quandrix Cultivator. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and they revealed a Quench. Resolve that one. I'm going to wash away the beacon, the original beacon bolt. Okay, so they're having to get creative there. I'm gonna go ahead and auto pay it. I don't care, and then I'm actually gonna break a clue. I'll see if maybe I can get a hexproofing or something like that. Nope. Sure, let's put it on the rune crab. Resolve. When you flash back that vengeance, that's your problem, not mine. They get a galvanic iteration, which does nothing without anything else to cast. I'm gonna sit on the growth spiral just because of the card draw triggers. I don't know why they would cast that. Okay. Just on the hopes you hit something. I'm gonna break that clue. So. Oh, what? Why couldn't I do that? I had 2 mana open. Resolve. Okay, we're gonna do that this time because I'm not gonna have him blow up the other one. I want the card. Okay, this is useless because there's no basic lands left in the deck. Luckily, it cycles. Evolving Wilds can't get us anything either, unfortunately. Roaring Earth. Well, it's a thing. Let's do... We're going to cast Lotus Cobra from hand. We'll cast the Roaring Earth off the top because I need it out of the way. We'll play that off the top. Blue. We'll do Growth Spiral from hand. Decline, because I don't want to use that. Put a counter on the Cobra. We'll cycle this, because again, it's useless without the lands in the deck. As is Topiary Stomper at this point. Shoot. Let's go ahead and cast this from the yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run it back. Decline. We have a land on top. I've already played a land for turn, so I can't use it. I could do Jin for free. I could do... but I don't have anything to copy with him, really. I guess play favorable wins. This is so stupid. I do have Shigeki that I could channel and get some things back, but I guess let's just play the... Do I want to put... Like, do I really want to walk myself into another board wipe? That's the question. I guess let's play this for 0. Because then at least it counters one copy of whatever. And then we're just going to pass the turn and I have a backup counter spell available. And it also means I have lethal damage sitting here. That's what I needed to get you to scoop, was play Jin-Gitaxias. Man, I wish I'd done that earlier, after my screw-up. Let this be the lesson. Do not miss lethal. Rith liberated Primeval. Alright. Curator's Ward. It's not the worst hand I've ever had. I'll give it a try. We do need a second green, though, for Topiary and Field Mystic and Tatyova. Otherwise, this doesn't do us a whole lot of good. My dog's laying on the desk snoring right now. If you hear little pops there, that's her. Oftentimes while I'm recording, she's my little recording partner. She likes to just lay here and sleep. Alright, there's our second green, thankfully. So now we can do Topiary on 3, and then have Field Mystic available on 4. Because I'm not gonna play Tatyova until I can slam the Curator's Ward on top of it, just to save her from getting blown out. Alright, so let's do the stomp. We'll go ahead and get another... Let's do another blue. Because we need to get to 6 mana in order to do Tatyova plus Curator's Ward, or I can do... There's a few various things I can try to do. Now, does Rith have... Okay, Rith does have Ward, but I can Frogify that. So if they play Rith this turn, we're going to Frog it. That's not good. We can Frog it, or we can Witness Protection it. Interesting choices. Let's do... So how does Rith work? Beginning of your end step. Okay. Just trying to figure out how that operates. Let's make this into a legitimate business person. And best. Honestly, that is way more fun and hilarious to me than trying to get into a frog. I will give Wizards kudos for that title change attached to that card. No, your card doesn't do anything. Oh, frog. I'm going to take 7 in the chops, but I'm going to frog it. Alright. Should we do this? And frog. Alright, we'll pass the turn. I have the Frilled Mystic able to counter whatever they decide to try and play here, because it seems like they're doing, you know, Naya Dragons, which is what you do with a Rith. So... I don't care about the Vermilion Orb. Are we waking up? Pass. I mean, you can hit me for 2. I can't block. And that's fine. Alright. Well, shoot. I mean, I have the 6 mana now to do this, but they might have a burn spell, and I don't want to let some random dragon, like, get through. See, now that hung up, so that means they have something instant speed. Alright, we're gonna pass. We'll just let the oh crap, I doubled. Oh shoot, I screwed up. I tapped one of the green I needed. I botched that really bad. But hey, if you've watched me long enough, you know I do that a lot. Where I'm overlooking things. Yeah, luckily I don't have enough basic lands out right now. But that's a pain. Because that should have been countered. Grazer says no. Alright, there's another idiot. Alright. If I do that, cannot counter. I'm not swinging with Topiary because I'll just block with Rith and I'll be able to recast Rith. And yeah, there's just a whole category of not good things to happen there. I would very much rather counter whatever big dumb dragon, like if they have a Drakaseth or something coming my way. Because that would be very bad. Alright, so we're going to kill Inferno, and we'll just have Town Razor run into the Grazer. Now, they might have a burn spell for the Topiary, and I'm okay with that. Dragonfire, okay. I mean, it's a thing. I'm not countering it with the Filled Mystic because there's no reason to do so. Yeah, I don't care about that either. Alright, Solemn, you're gonna cause me headaches, aren't you? If I do that, I get that. Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do Tatyova. We're gonna do this. Get a land. Yes, take action. We'll get another green, since green seems to be the hang-up right now, and I'll animate a blue, so if they kill it, I don't care. The Solemn can be just a little ground chumper. Yeah, let's see, that I should have left mana open for. I'm actually kind of surprised they aren't swinging with it. I mean, I'm not going to block your Rith, so... I need a bounce spell is what I need. One of my mass bounce spells. Alright, no. Land. Animation. Curator's Ward on Tatyova. We'll leave that open. Pass turn. So I could draw, you know, 2 cards off of Winged Portent. I can counter something coming across. I can gang block the Ancient Copper Dragon. Yeah, don't care about that. It's a big whatever. so that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna gang block the Ancient Copper Dragon. It needs to die. Alright, so we're gonna do Winged Portent, draw a couple cards. Okay, that's good. Because that means we can get quite a bit going here. Alright, so drop this. Animate an island. Titania's Command. Go get 2 lands, do 2 counters. We're gonna go get Broker's Hideout, because life gain. We're gonna go get Fabled Passage, because let me see if I can remember to activate it this time. I screwed that up the last time I did this. Plaza can be turned into a creature. Forest can be turned into a creature. Brokers will pop. Go get another island, just in case, because we're animating quite a few of those. We'll do another island as a creature. No attacks. So I have blockers that are big enough to eat the Town Razor Tyrant. Now, a Burn Down the House, though, would suck. As would a Star of Extinction or any of those kind of spells. Because at most, I'd draw 3 cards off of these dying and I'd lose 4 lands, which, yeah, that's not good. Inferno is going to die if you do that. Just FYI, I'll take a 1. You're not getting your Rith back. Sorry. Okay, so this is interesting, but it would use all my lands, as with that. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's activate the Fabled Passage. We'll go get another island. And we'll animate it. And oh god, this is gonna set me up for just getting shreked, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're gonna pass and pray. I'm keeping the Frilled Mystic up and running because holy gods, if they get a wipe, I'm screwed. Okay, that was enough out of them. I just want to take a look at the board and see if, like, how. Oh, I didn't get to look at it. Oh well. All right, quick recap here. I had a lot of fun playing the deck, other than people just scooping incessantly, and then my one major screw-up where I didn't go for lethal because I didn't see it, and then I ended up losing the game anyways, but I still had fun playing the game. That said, I hope you enjoyed the deck. I don't know that I'd recommend building this deck. It's a really hard deck to actually pilot and keep going because people just scoop all the time, and I don't want that for people because it's not a lot of fun to have people just scoop on you over and over and over again. It's kind of the bane of a content creator because you really don't want to show that. It's not very interesting, but in this case I went ahead and showed a lot of the footage because I wanted this deck to get out there. That said, I hope you had fun with it. I'll see you next time, and future me is about to announce the Mana Echoes giveaway winner. Well, hello there, it's future me. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to do what I wanted to do with this, which was have a big, nice wheel and draws and stuff like that. I just couldn't figure it out in time. So I picked the name at random. There were 9 entrants, and the winner of the Mana Echoes is Green Lover 1717. I will be in contact with you in some way, or I will give you my email to contact me and get me your address so I can mail you your copy of Mana Echoes. Stay tuned. There are going to be more giveaways at the 250, 500, 750, and the 1,000 subscriber breakpoints in the channel. And the 1,000 subscribers is going to actually be a piece of good reserve list I have laying around. So stay tuned for that one.